Coming from a 2-1 series win, Sri Lanka always fancied a win to start the T20 series with South Africa. However, with the inclusion of the star players like Kock and Miller, South Africa came into the game as favourites against a much younger Sri Lankan side. South Africa won the toss and, as expected, chose to bat first on a spin-friendly wicket. Sri Lanka straight away went to spin from the second over but didn't have much luck until Hasaranga came into the attack and removed Kock and Hendricks in the consecutive overs. Previously, Sri Lanka missed out a chance in the first over for a caught behind by not reviewing. Captain Shamsi was hesitant to go for a review, having lost a review in the same over before that ball. With Miller and Markram doing the rebuilding work after the loss of Kock and Hendricks, South Africa was set for a score around 175 or 180. However, with some excellent death bowling by Shamsi and Chamira in the 19th and 20th overs, Sri Lanka managed to restrict South Africa to 163 for 5, which was still a decent target on this pitch, having the likes of Shamsi and Maharaj. South Africa also went straight away to spin right from the first over of the match. Sri Lanka was in a decent start in the first 5 overs with some help from the South Africans, especially with a dropped catch from Markram in the 4th over. Despite the good start, Sri Lankan openers continuously struggled to put the bat to ball and to find the gaps. With the added scoreboard pressure, Sri Lanka had to take quick singles to keep the scoreboard ticking. Taking the advantage, South Africa managed to run out Avishka in the final over of the power play. Maharaj came into the attack in the 7th over to pick Bhanuka Rajapaksa for a duck for the 3rd consecutive time, continuing his disastrous form in this tour. Maharaj on his debut captained the side and also took a wicket from his first ball, making this a dream debut for him. Charith Asalanka, the man in form, struggled a lot in this match. At the halfway through the innings, Sri Lanka were 57 for 2 with Asalanka was 4 runs from 14 balls. However, Shamsi ended Asalanka's misery in the 12th over, who scored 6 runs of 19 balls. Then Shanaka and Chandimal was dropped in consecutive balls in the 14th over. Chandimal made up for his comeback to the team by reaching his half-century in the 15th over. However, Dasun perished in the same over as Sri Lanka was in a very difficult position with requiring 69 runs in the final 5 overs. Sri Lanka was always struggling with the loss of wickets continuously. In the final 2 overs, Sri Lanka needed 46 runs to go 1-0 in the series. Sri Lanka only managed to score 136 for the loss of 5 wickets in the 20 overs. South Africa went 1 up in the series, winning the match with 28 runs. Apart from poor catching, South Africa had every other aspect well covered in this match, which gave them a rather easy win, leaving Sri Lanka a lot to think about. Sri Lanka's spin bowlers were never on the target except for the ever impressive Hasaranga, who took 2 wickets for just 23 runs in his 4 overs. Chamira also bowled well, taking 1 wicket, but the rest of the bowling attack was mostly ineffective. In contrast, South African spinners did a much better job putting Sri Lankan batsmen in jeopardy from the start. Batting was also a problem for Sri Lanka to sort out going into the second T20. Apart from Chandimal, who scored 66 runs not out from 54 balls, and Chamika Karunaratne, who scored 22 runs of just 13 balls, rest of the batting lineup looked helpless. Bhanuka Rajapaksa's bad form continued, and surprisingly, Asalanka also troubled big time in this match. 163 was a tricky target, but still Sri Lanka went nowhere with it. They'll have a lot of things to sort out before going into the next match. Talking of next match, we think South Africa team will remain same unless they give a chance to Linda to prosper on this wicket, considering the match-winning performance of Maharaj. Sri Lanka will probably consider Bhanuka Rajapaksa's form, especially Kusal Janit Pereira awaiting a comeback. Akila Dhananjaya also might lose his place in the playing 11 to Praveen Jayavikrama, but that's a long shot. Otherwise, the team will remain the same for the next match. Well, it's the prediction time. Who will win the next match? Considering the will of the young Sri Lankan team, they will work hard for a bounce back, setting stage for a much competitive match than this one. But still, I'll have to go with South Africa for this one, considering all the factors. Anyway, good luck for both the teams. As always, thanks for watching.